All right, let's take a look at solving algebraic word problems. Right at the top of your notes, I kind of give you sort of a format of what I would go through when I'm solving these. I have a lot of students right now trying to solve them in their head, and that's fine and great, but eventually the questions are going to get a little more difficult, and you're going to have decimals, and it's not going to be easy solutions. So to me, the number one thing that you do is number two. Okay, of course, you want to read the question slowly. But what you want to do is you want to make a let statement, which is basically saying what your x is going to be. And so if we look at this right here, and we go down and take a look at an example, what I mean by let statement is, read your question. It says, John is half the age of Michael right now. Okay? In 6 years from now, Michael will be 36. How old is John right now? And so this is what they want to know. They want to know how old is John right now. So what I did is I wrote down, let John's age right now be x. So sometimes I just say x is equal to John's age. Now that I know that, I can build from there. It told me that Michael was twice John's age. Right? And it says that John is half of Michael's age. So what I basically did is I said, well, Michael, you must be 2x. So John is x, and it says that he's half of Michael. That must make Michael 2x. Hopefully that makes sense. Then it said in 6 years from now, so that's where I went, that's that plus 6. He's going to be 36. Now I can go about solving this like we solved all the equations before this. And I can minus 6 off. 2x is equal to 30. And so x is equal to 15. That means John is 15 years old. If you think about it, double that, that's 30. Add 6 to it, and Michael will be 36 in 6 years. Okay. That's a typical question you're going to get. What I'm planning on doing is going through all the different types of questions you're going to see. I've added on here and changed a few. 4 and 5 look a little different, so you might have to add them on for this year. In the following years, I'm going to use this sheet all the time. So here's what we're doing on this one. It says I went to the store and I had $30 for my allowance. I bought 2 subs, spent $9, and I still have $11. How much were the subs? So right away what I'm doing is I'm saying, let x equal cost of subs. Okay? So I look up here and it says that I bought 2 of them. That tells me that I'm going to have 2x, because how much they cost? If they cost $12, 2 times 12 is 24. That's where I put the x in, because it's what I'm looking for. How much were their subs? And so if I had 2 of them, 2 times whatever they cost. I spent $9, so I still spent $9, and I still had $11 left. And I started out with 30. So we solved this exactly as we solved the other ones. You can see that really I can put that 9 and 11 together. 2x plus 20 is equal to 30. And minus off the 20, 2x is equal to 10. And so each sub costs $5. And you can go back and go, okay, well, 2 times 5 is 10, plus the 9 and plus the 11 does equal 30. Okay? I might be going a little quick, but I don't want to make this video too long. So let's take a look at something here. Very typical question you're going to get. Mitch had 35 songs. Each week, he demos 12 more. Here, right away, here it goes. How many weeks will it take? So before I even finish the question, I'm going, x is going to equal number of weeks, because that's what they want us to know. And they want to know how many weeks will it take Mitch to get to 155. So I'm going to eventually get to 155. And this is my clue. Each week he does 12. So that will give me 12x, because 12 times 1, if it's 1 week, is 12. 12 times 2 is 24 if it's 2 weeks. 12 times 3 is 36 if it's 3 weeks. So 12x, and then it said that he started out with 35. 12x plus 35 is equal to 155. We solve it all the way, always the way we do. Minus 35, minus 35. 12x is equal to 120. So x is equal to 10 divided by 12. Then if it takes him 12 weeks, if it takes 10 weeks, 12 times 10 is 120, plus the 35 is 155. Again, I know a lot of you guys can't do that in your head, but right now, grade 7, yes, the questions are a little simpler. And what I mean by that is they end up with whole numbers, and so a lot of you can work it out in your head. But trust me, it's going to eventually help you out by doing these let statements. Total of 368 cans. I put an equal number into 9 bags. I still had 8 left. How many were in each bag? So again, x, you can equal number in each bag. And there's my clue. How many bags? There's 9. So I have 9 times however many are in there. Oh, plus, up here it says, plus the 8 will all equal 368. And minus off the 8, minus off the 8. And I have 9x is equal to 360. If I divide by 9, x is equal to 40. Okay, so if I go 40 times 9, that will get me up to 360, plus the 8 will be 368. So you can always go back and check as well. You will notice that the majority of these will always have a number kind of like this. You'll have a plus 8 or a minus 8 and then a number attached to the letter. That's very typical. Sometimes we have dividing questions when they talk about cutting things in half. I'm going to divide by 2. And you'll see that. I went on now and I added question 4 and 5 because you will see these ones over and over again this year in this unit. So a typical one says the perimeter of a football field is 520. The length is 20 meters more than twice the size of the width. There's a big clue. And then what is the width and length of the field? So the very first thing that I do right away is I draw a quick picture. There's my football field. Now, if they don't give you the width and they make a comparison between the two, I always make my smallest be x. So I'm going to say let x equal the width. That's the smallest. So there's my width. There's an x and an x. Now it says the length is 20 more than twice. So if the width is x, twice is 2x. And then 20 more is plus 20. So that's 2x plus 20, and this length is 2x plus 20. Key here is now go around and collect all the x's. This is 2 right here. 2 plus 1 is 3. Plus another 2 is 4, 5. Plus another 1 is 6. So I end up with 6 x's, and then I have a plus 20 and a plus 20 is plus 40. And that has to equal 520. And I go ahead and solve. Minus off the 40, minus off the 40. 6x is equal to 480. Divide by 6. X is equal to 80. Okay, and so if I check that out, the width is equal to 80, And then the length then has to be double that, so 80 and 80 is 160. And then 160 plus 20 is 180. So again, if you didn't see that, what I did is I had to double the width, so I went 2 times 80, gave me 160, and then I had to add on to 20 by using that. And that's how I got to my 180. And if you want to check, you can add it up. 180 plus 180 plus 80 plus 80. When you add that all together, it does equal 520. Okay? I would star that question. You're going to see that probably on every assignment moving forward. The other one that I want to show you is something where you have two people and what they're doing is comparing the two, and together they're given their total. So in this one it says Joe and Jack are on the same hockey team, okay? And this is the clue. Jack scored 5 more than 4 times Joe. Right away from that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say X. You're going to equal the one that has the least amount. So in this case, if Jack scored 5 more than 4 times, X is equal to Joe's goals. Then what I can do is then say, okay, well, if Joe is X, and this guy scored 4 times that, he's 4X. Oh, but then plus 5 more. So 4x plus 5 is equal to Jack. And here's the key that a lot of people forget. A lot of people will just use this and say that it equals 55. What you have to understand is you've got to include Joe. So together, that's 4x, and that's an x. So together they have 5x plus the 5 is equal to 55. So if I solve that, 5x plus 5 equals 55, and minus off of 5, minus off of 5, and I have 5x equal to 50, so x is equal to 10. So Joe scored 10 goals, and now if I look at Jack, Jack is 4 times that, which is 40, plus the 5 is 45. So Jack gets 45, and Joe got 10. Together, that makes 55. Okay. I know I ripped through that quick. It still ended up being a long video, but I hope that helps you with solving algebraic word problems. The key to problem solving, in my opinion, I know a lot of you don't like to do it, but if you do let statements, it's going to help you down the line. Okay?